if this is even half true, GTA 6 is completely cooked. And rightfully so. They deserve their pre-orders going to complete zero and collapsing for all of their anti-consumer moves that they have been gleefully making over the past couple of months, raising the prices for gaming by $10 maximum, cutting off a huge portion of the content behind the deluxe edition, which is, by the way, the true game, and that costs $100 at this point. Not addressing the wokeness, having no disc day one. There are so many things that they have literally just abused the fans and gamers for. And because of this, they rightfully deserve to crash and burn. And if this news is to be believed, the pre-orders are really, really bad. Now, granted, this article doesn't say that the pre-orders are bad, but I'm gonna give it to you into perspective. Because if this is true, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this because there are some questions that, don't look exactly great. But in any case, let's just slowly get into it. GTA 6 predicted to make up to 5.2 billion in sales by the end of the launch week. That is a lot. You know how many copies sold that is? That's something like 40 million copies, by the way. No, actually 30 to 40-ish million copies. That is quite a lot. But when you think about it, we already had a lot of rumors. First the 50 million pre-order rumor, which would be insane. Then the 39 million pre-order, which I don't know why that is more legit than the 50 one, but whatever. So the fact that it's supposed to sell 50 million week one after pre-orders doesn't seem that a lot, but still, that's a lot of money. After securing an estimate 260 million via pre-orders, the current word on the blog by this business analyst company is that the GTA 6 pre-orders have made 260 million in the first week. The first week. This is a little bit more than the first week of the pre-orders being open, by the way. But that number may seem a lot. That is way more than Dragon Age Veilguard made. That is way more than most games have made in the first year of release. This completely destroys Ghost of Yotei, another Vogue slop, by the way, if you're wondering. But this would be actually bad. And a little bit, and why a little bit more? I'm gonna put things into perspective. A new Zoo analyst showed GTA 6 generated approximately 180 million in digital pre-orders across the US and the 5 biggest European markets during the last week of June. GTA 6 pre-orders went live midnight June 25th. So again, this is effectively week one for some reason, not the total. And considering they have week one, I don't know why these guys are refusing to talk about the total, which is a little bit strange, but whatever. The analytic firm used GTA 5 players distribution around 69. Nice. A little bit worse than 6-7, but it is what it is. I'm sorry. GTA 5's, I'm not sorry. GTA 5's lifetime console players sit within those 6 markets, and then estimated global first week pre-orders spending for GTA 5 at approximate 260 million based on comparable pre-order curves. GTA 6 is currently tracking towards 3.25 billion to 5.2 billion in cumulative sales by the end of a launch week. So this is very interesting. I did look into this company, Newzoo, and I don't know how much I honestly trust them. And the thing I want to say about this is take it with a grain of salt, information like this, because we have no precedence for GTA 6. There is no game that even comes close to everything, every factor that we could put into the sale estimates of GTA 6. This is why we're literally throwing around numbers like 20 million pre-orders, not even blinking, because this is the biggest event in human history, and that's not a joke. Again, GTA 6 is unironically more important than World War 3 or anything else that happens. Like, if aliens came tomorrow, we would still be talking about GTA 6 more. It is what it is. It is what it is, boys. So these estimates from GTA 5 to GTA 6 are kind of hard to believe. But the number that they have currently, 260 million via pre-orders, is completely impossible. If this is true, GTA 6 is a fucking disaster. How many pre-orders is, by the way, 260 million? Well, if we take the full version of the game, which is $100, we divide that by 100, aka just remove 2 zeros from, you get 2.6 million sales. Now, granted, we could say that what about the $80? And if you want to say that everyone who did that was $80, we can just be generous and go for 3 million sales. 3 million pre-orders for GTA 6 in the first week? I don't need to tell you that that sounds super fucking weak. Now, granted, again, that is way more than anything else that we have ever seen in our lives, but still, it's unbelievably weak. Okay? Just for perspective, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced had 2 million copies sold in pretty much like the first launch day or whatever. Now, granted, obviously, it's a launch day or launch in general versus pre-orders, but still, a lot of you know how many people are currently defending GTA 6 online. Believe my billion-dollar company alone is going full swing. And people are saying, oh, I would buy it for $300. There's a lot of idiots out there. So the idea that there's only roughly maybe at best 3 million sales by Newzoo's estimates is insane. If this is true, GTA 6 is a disaster. And if people believe this, by the way, the stock is going to go down like 20%. If this was true, the stock would collapse by 20%. Because again, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced sold 2 million, and the biggest event in human history barely is itching out 3 million pre-orders in the first week. I don't want to say that's blasphemy, but that's probably blasphemy. And also, look at GTA 5's lifetime sales. Grand Theft Auto 5 has surpassed 215 million copies sold worldwide across all platforms. The game holds the record as one of the biggest selling video games of all time and has generated roughly 11 billion in revenue across its base game sales in GTA Online. GTA Online, by the way, is literally raking in $10 million a day. A day. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And now they're desperately pushing shortcuts, as we all know. It is pretty demonic. It is honestly pretty demonic. And this is the IGN post on Twitter. 100k views. Again, the GTA topics are kind of drying up for the moment. Everyone's effectively just waiting for the gameplay trailer. Obviously, things are gonna explode when we actually see the gameplay trailer. Be it good or bad, we don't know yet. Obviously, I personally think that the game has been massively downgraded for be played on consoles. We know that this is pretty much true from the words from an Take-Two employee who worked on the game. But whatever. And everyone's pretty much, by the way, saying the same thing. That's hugely disappointing how low for a game with such scale. True. What's the point of pre-ordering a digital online game? This is also true, because a lot of people are obviously talking about you need to be pretty fucking stupid to pre-order a digital game. I mean, we say this while there are unironically people who are buying the base version for $140 on eBay because they fucking think that the digital copies are gonna run out. Yes. Never underestimate human stupidity when you have the option to. I wonder if we will get any controversies when GTA 6 releases. You bet your ass we will. A meme, love Futurama. Honestly, if you pre-order the digital-only game, you should have your rights stripped. Based, true and real. Press the fucking thing that you dot at the end because that's the true. Honestly, it expected it to be higher. Yes. Again, it seems very unlikely that this is actually how many pre-orders there are because this would this would end up in a 20% collapse of the Rockstar stock easily. And again, Newzoo Analytics just seems more or less like a company that just that just sells middle management garbage to companies that require you to make one fucking useless presentation a day and a week about some kind of garbage that no one even cares about in the company. So it does look like that type of bait. And if you're wondering how insane in general the GTA 6 conversation still is, I mean, people are still talking about the fact that this painting is somehow the leak of the map because someone fucking did this and it's vaguely almost close to the map. The only problem, it's not fucking close at all. Plus, this is the picture, and I mean, you're just gonna like fucking, there's an arm here, there's this. For some reason, you're going, like, this is stupid. Needless to say, you are really, really stupid if you think that this picture is actually supposed to hint the fucking GTA 6 map. Again, this is the overview. Okay, you can kind of see it. Okay, the lake's not in the right location. The tree is just arbitrarily used for some reason. This part right here ends with fucking nothing. It's just stupid. But some people are legitimately believing this because the delusions are high. I honestly think that the pre-orders on the realistic level should be around 10 million. Again, no numbers are reasonable at this point, so I'm just throwing out guesses. I don't want to even begin or try to legitimately look into the factors that we should be using to estimate the real numbers here, because all of it is useless. Again, there has never been a GTA 6 event in history of the world, of our civilization, so we don't have reasonable ways to track it. We don't have reasonable ways to estimate it. In any case, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Do it right now. It takes less than a second. It greatly helps the channel and actually doesn't impact things. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.